The most powerful signals are not the ones you hear. A low hum inside a crowded building, a rhythm, a color, a frequency, small things almost invisible. And yet somehow, entire populations begin feeling the same emotions at the same time: anxiety, urgency, loneliness, exhaustion. What if the environment itself has become the machine? Welcome to Mysterious Encounters. Tonight, we investigate atmosphere, resonance, and the invisible signals shaping modern consciousness beneath awareness. This is the silent signal. Ancient systems controlled people through force. Modern systems discovered something more effective: control the environment, and behavior follows naturally. Lighting affects emotion, music alters pacing, colors influence appetite, rhythms shape attention. Casinos discovered this decades ago. No clocks, warm lighting, engineered sound design. Goal was never simply entertainment, it was nervous system management. Now imagine that principle scaled globally: phones, apps, stores, cities, feeds, notifications. A civilization living inside engineered emotional weather. And most people never notice the atmosphere shaping them. Because the most effective conditioning does not feel imposed, it feels natural. Why do millions of people suddenly feel anxious at the same time? Why do outrage cycles move through society like waves? Why does exhaustion now feel atmospheric instead of personal? Because modern systems synchronize emotional states. Algorithms amplify identical emotions simultaneously across massive populations. Fear, panic, urgency, isolation, anger. Not through direct commands, through environmental repetition. The same headlines, the same tones, the same colors. The same rhythms repeated endlessly, eventually. People begin emotionally resonating with each other unconsciously, like tuning forks vibrating together. This is the silent signal, not mind control, something subtler: emotional alignment through atmosphere. Look closely at the modern phone. It is no longer just a communication device. It is an emotional regulator. Notifications interrupt nervous system rhythms. Scrolling alters dopamine cycles. Blue light delays sleep chemistry. Algorithms learn which emotional frequencies keep you engaged longest. The phone listens constantly. What slows your scrolling? What increases your heartbeat? What triggers emotional reaction? What creates return behavior? And slowly, the device begins predicting emotional vulnerability with disturbing accuracy. Not because it understands you completely, because repetition makes human behavior increasingly measurable. The silent signal is personalized atmosphere, a private emotional climate generated uniquely around you. Silence has become rare. True silence. No notifications, no music, no scrolling, no stimulation, no emotional prompts. Why? Because silence interrupts environmental conditioning. Without constant signals, the nervous system begins recalibrating naturally. Thoughts slow down, emotions settle, patterns become visible, and something terrifying happens to the machine. You begin hearing yourself again. Modern systems fear this deeply, because people who reconnect with internal rhythm become harder to synchronize externally. The machine depends on emotional noise. Silence weakens the signal. Look around modern environments: fluorescent grocery stores, endless digital screens, artificial brightness at midnight, autoplay media everywhere, algorithmic music streams, constant subtle stimulation. This is not accidental. Civilization itself has become emotionally engineered infrastructure. People are no longer guided primarily through laws. They are guided through atmosphere. A population surrounded by urgency becomes impulsive. A population surrounded by fear becomes compliant. A population surrounded by endless stimulation becomes exhausted. The silent signal does not force behavior. It shapes the emotional conditions that make certain behaviors more likely, and that is far more effective. The fracture begins quietly: turning the phone off, walking without headphones, sitting in a room without stimulation, driving without music. watching the nervous system slowly emerge from static. At first, silence feels uncomfortable, then unfamiliar, then almost frightening, because many people no longer experience reality directly, only reality layered beneath constant emotional signals. But eventually, something returns: clarity. You begin noticing which emotions are yours, and which arrive from the environment around you. That distinction changes everything, because once the signal becomes visible, it loses part of its power. The silent signal is real. You feel it in crowded stores, in glowing screens at midnight, in synchronized outrage online, in the exhaustion that feels larger than yourself. But signals can be interrupted, atmospheres can be escaped, rhythms can be reclaimed, and perhaps the greatest act of resistance in the modern world is learning how to hear your own mind beneath the noise. This has been the Fracture Files, and perhaps the most dangerous systems are not the ones speaking loudly, but the ones quietly shaping how reality feels around you.